I heard that.
Yep, it is the 25th of January 2024. This is WIKISPEED Standup. Go ahead, Lauren.
Just fixing the lights here. Yeah, so it's Lawrence Salter, Gabriola Island, British Columbia, Canada. And this past week, I started on. I'm ignoring the business about the length of the nut of. Oh yeah, I watched the video a couple of times for the Sunfounder, and last week when I watched it, I noticed that the screw does look like it's too long in the video. So I'm gonna kind of reach out to them but I'm going ahead with it anyway, and using the order they have. It's not the first step. So I'm using the order that's in the video. I'm just on the first step from the video, the rear wheels. So uh, yeah, and I'm going to reach out to them. I also sent a thing about AI to
Yeah,
you,
I haven't read it yet, but I saw it.
and also I remembered from last week I sent a thing. I found the presentation from my friend who presented at the Linux user group in Menlo Park, and so I sent that. I think I sent that to you too. It was a Chat GPT, a couple of things. One with some general points, and then a case of asking it to help you write a creative piece of a story.
Okay, so you sent the one, the rise of function calling in LLMs.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Um,
today.
yeah, that's the only one I got today.
Yeah, no, this was a week or two ago. The other one, so we can talk about it in crosstalk, but
Okay,
that was a couple of things I did.
okay,
Coming week, I think I'll be finishing the Sunfounder. I cleared off my desk, but it's still not clear enough because with the Sunfounder, it'd be nice to lay out all the parts. So I'm doing that. I am sitting at the desk, and uh, blocks are. They brought my fridge, but they didn't take away the old fridge, and the guy still hasn't come. It was 14 below here. I
yeah,
don't
I
know if
think
I
you said
mentioned.
that. Yeah, it was a record if I remember.
People aren't kind of showing up. Somebody's supposed to come for the heat pump, and the guy, he's coming next. He's coming soon. The guy with the floor is going to finish the floor. It's going to be nice. So that's it for me.
Okay, it's Michael Olchuk, Saskatoon, Canada. This past week, I found a bug in my temperature monitoring. When you put the ESP32 into deep sleep, it turns off the power to a lot of it to save power. That's what deep sleep's for. One of the things it does is shut off the internal timer. So when you ask for the milliseconds since you were powered up, you only get like 2 seconds or something like that because that's how long it takes to power up and connect to everything. So I had to add a variable that is stored in the real-time clock, which is one of the few things that doesn't actually get powered down during the deep sleep. And it seems to be working okay. It's not, I haven't got one part of it tested, which is the part where it logs every 24 hours if there's no change in temperature. Because so far it's reporting a change in temperature every 10 to 30 minutes. So I'll see if I can do that next week. WikiSpeed website, I made a fair bit of progress. Um, so I discovered how to change the email that the website sends the message to inside the GoDaddy configuration, so now it sends it to me. I created several versions of the form web page, making small changes in each, so I can figure out what part of the HTML code is required and how to send it to GoDaddy's email server, the one that sends out the form, like as an email. And in order to do that, I found an online HTML interpreter and a pretty printer that actually takes all the code that's jumbled up and indents it nicely so you can actually read it. And basically, there is no checkbox option in any of the examples anywhere on GoDaddy unless we pay more money. So after I explained the issue to my wife, she asked if I had to use a checkbox. And I went, well, I never really thought of that, but what else could I use? She said that back in the old days, we just printed out a prompt that said, do you want to print, yes or no? Or do you want to submit, yes or no? Which is oh so much easier. So I made a version of the website that has a field with the prompt, do you want to join the WIKISPEED Google group, yes or no? And another field that says, do you want to access the WIKISPEED Trello board, yes or no? I tested it, seems to work fine. The waiver page is listed under sign up on the menu for the site, and the accept button at the bottom takes you to the next page, which is where you type in all your information. So it's live if you want to try it. The Christmas sign stuff, CNC machine stuff. My wife has another project for me. So she went to YISC and bought a shelf. So the shelf normally sits like this, and then you have dividers in it. She has it like this, so that you can sit sheets of glass, and then they just kind of lean on the dividers. So it came with 14 possible slots that you could put the dividers in, and it only came with 4 dividers. So we're short 10 dividers. So I basically used the CNC machine at the TechWorks to cut the squares out. So the square is 15 inches or 15 and a quarter inches. And then the plywood that I had was just a little too thick. It was 7 millimeters instead of 5 millimeters. So I had to cut a groove down each edge so that it would slide in. So I had fun doing that. It takes an awfully long time. It's almost 20 minutes to cut out one of these things. But when it's done, all it needs is a little bit of sanding on the edges to take the rough edge off, and it fits perfectly. So I was fairly happy with that. Software is really strange, though. It's called VCarve, and you have to. Well, I couldn't get it to do anything that made any sense unless I made the middle of the piece of plywood 0. So normally, like in the bottom of the screen, or if you're looking at the screen, your top left corner is 0, and then vertically you grow down this way, and horizontally you grow down this way. It wants 0, 0 to be the middle of the frickin' thing. So anyway, it took some effort. I got through. Anyway, and I did not get any projects added to the backlog before I pulled them out to work on them. But now that people can sign up and see the Trello board, I guess I'm going to have to start doing that. Next week, I don't think I'll get to the knitting machine stuff. Since you're working on the Little Red Wagon, I think I should dust off the Sunfounder and reload the raw software, which is where I think I was stuck. The software to drive the motors, I think, is what the GitHub repository went away. So I had to find a different one, and I ended up loading it in the wrong spot, and it screwed up a bunch of stuff. Anyway, just getting it reloaded again should take a couple hours, maybe. I'm hoping the Polaris project will get moving. The runtime monitor and the temperature. It would be nice to get the README written up and posted. And I'd like to summarize the takeaways that I kind of apply to WIKISPEED, because I've been talking about this for a while, and I haven't really talked about how it applies to what we're doing with No Red Wagon project. And the WIKISPEED site. I got to dig into the Gmail interface and figure out how to automate the processing of the email from the sign up page so that it can be easily added to the Google group and easily added to the Trello. But I'm not sure exactly how to do that yet. Anyway, blocks. I don't have any blocks this week, so I think I'm good. Back to you.
Okay. Yes, I'll give myself a 6. Team 10. And process improvement is to keep our eyes on the website. So that's it.
Okay. I said I could get 3 points done. I got 9, so I guess I'm gonna have to give myself a 10 out of 10. 9 for the team, and the process improvement of reconnecting with the WikiSpeed mail list. I think if you and I both get it tested, like sign up to the on the form, and then I'll probably sign up with a couple of different email addresses just to make sure that it's okay with different formats. I was doing some reading right before the meeting here, and it doesn't sound like it's all that difficult to read emails using a programming language. I know a little bit of Python, and I know that you can get Python for Windows 10 and Linux and pretty much anything that's ever been created. So I'll probably use Python because there's fairly powerful libraries available. And if I can dump out the CSV files, then I think next week we can start contacting or reconnecting with everybody on the mailing list and see if they want to jump in and help us with the Red Wagon. I don't know what's your time frame.
Yeah. I'm kind of. Is this crosstalk?
Oh yeah, I guess we're stopped. I guess we're done.
Yeah, I do want to go offline and talk about.
Okay, is there anything you want to talk about online?
I guess I'll say that I'll probably put that link in the but people aren't. Well, yeah, there are still people getting the Google group, right? So I'll put the link on as well. I'll give it to you and Joe, but I'll put it on there. I think it sounds sort of interesting. So
Okay, so I'm going to hit stop then.